All right, guys, welcome back. Today we got a special guest. We got somebody who we have previously met. I had a community night a couple months ago. I feel like this was maybe December at this point.
February.
February. It was the February one?
Yeah.
Ooh, Lord Jesus. We had a community night in February, and we had a blessed to have you come and be a sponsor for the night. It was a great time. Obviously, the videos will be pulled up here, but I want to take it away. How are you doing today?
Man, doing good.
For those who don't know, please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll get into the brand and everything.
For sure. So my name is Samuel Francis. Born in New York, raised in Maryland.
You were born in New York?
Yeah, Brooklyn. Yep.
Dang, I didn't know that. That's cool. Okay, cool. My fault for interrupting.
There's no accent because our family moved out when I was like 4 or 5.
Okay, fire. So you were literally just born there, and then majority of your life was in Maryland.
Yeah, grew up in Maryland. Cool. Yeah, and then I relocated to Chattanooga in 2019, right before the pandemic. Yeah. And so I'm glad I was able to at least get situated before the road.
Yeah, all the madness started happening. Yeah, crazy. So obviously I alluded to you being a sponsor for the community night, and we had you sponsored because two things. One, your brand is dope, and we'll get into the clothing brand. Mm-hmm. But second, the game, like these games, the How Saved Are You? One, please go get it if you haven't gotten it. Two, it was just so fun. We still play it. Me and my wife and some of our friends, we still play it to this day. Yes. So what led you to creating a game that's geared towards conversation and geared towards people of faith, because that's all I'm about. I love creating conversations and creating spaces, and you did this perfectly with this game. So how did that come about?
So it started, I would say, at the end of 2024, a week before Christmas. I lost my job.
Crazy.
Right, lost the job. It was ministry oriented. So I've been working with young people for 18 years. Youth ministry has just been my whole life. Mm-hmm. And so once that job ended, I had to wrestle with God with, is my purpose still intact? Or is my assignment just over? Mm-hmm. So it was like a 2-month period of just wrestling, like, Lord, I thought was like made for this, right? Yeah. Versus, no, Samuel, your purpose is still intact, your calling is still intact, your assignment just ended.
Okay,
so
that's real.
Getting that clarity was very helpful because, man, you've been in a career for 18 years and you lose a job, it's like, dang, right? But once God realigns you, it's like, nah, I need you to understand the bigger picture. I was like, okay, all right, cool. All right, so God, I'm still called to do ministry. What's next?
For sure.
So in that period of just waiting and, just being quiet with God, I went to a Bible study. Yeah. At the Bible study, they were talking about relationships and whatnot, and a couple brought up a game that they had played just to build their relationship. I was like, okay, that sounds like a really good game. And it was exactly around the time I had met my girlfriend. And so we were just getting started. And so I was like, okay, yeah, this is gonna build our relationship. Let me look for it. It's called We're Not Really Strangers.
Yeah.
So I asked a friend if they had it. And I started playing it with her and like our youth group at church, and it was so good. So good. I was like, man, we're really getting to know each other better. Everything is cool, but there's nothing about God in here.
For sure.
And I'm
not in the slightest. I for sure played that game. Yeah, you get some raunchy questions.
Right. Yeah. I'm like, man, if only there was God in this. And so, man, we just kind of kept on going. And then like a couple weeks later, that stuck with me. I'm just chilling at my house, and then one random moment, it was like, yo, Sam, like, what if you made the game? Yeah. I was like, what? Who's this talking? Because make a game? I've never made a game. I've never done anything close to this. Yeah. And so it was a wild thought, but it was an exciting thought. So I called Alexis right away. I was like, hey, I feel like I might have just heard from God or something.
That's fire.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then from that moment on, for the next 3 months, I did not sleep. I did not hardly eat. Like, it was just creating this thing. Yeah. All right, sitting with God, studying. Like, there was so much I didn't know. Like how to design a box. Like when you think about design, you probably think about just like a flat surface. This like all these different surfaces, right?
For sure.
And when I'm talking with the manufacturers in China, they're like, okay, we need a design file. I'm like, design file? Like what? Like I can't just send you like a picture and nah, like you gotta get, there's so many moving parts.
Can you break that down for us? Because I definitely can't even fathom how much detail and how much intentionality has to go into it. And I know for a lot of people who want to create stuff, they see like the big picture, they see like the end product. Yeah. But you're breaking it down piece by piece. So can you go into a little more detail into how you created it?
100%. So the first thing is the questions. Like what's going to be the focus of the game? that's the part that came a little bit easier because I could just dive into my spiritual walk with God, like where God brought me from.
Yeah.
From this lukewarm state, grew up in the church, but I wasn't really fully committed. From that place to being on fire, being a missionary, going overseas, like working with young people, like what was the step-by-step process? So I'm not trying to tell you how to be spiritual. I'm not trying to tell you how to get closer to God or anything. It's questions. The whole game is questions. No right or wrong.
That's what I love about it so much. Yeah, it's literally like it's walking you. It's making you think and question it. So it's like anything that we do, me and my wife, we have this thing where we watch movies, we watch a lot of documentaries, and after the fact, we'll sit and we'll just talk about it and we'll like break it down and stuff. And all it does is just enhance our thinking. It actually like creates that own self-thought instead of you like having somebody else's opinion. So that's what this game does is it's making you think about it like, yo, am I really like walking out this walk, or do I really believe in this, or do I really know this answer of the question? Yeah, I love that, bro. But I didn't mean to cut you off. Please continue. That's amazing, though.
That was like the exciting part of sitting on my bed with the computer, just like reflecting. Okay, I see the end goal or the end destination. How do I put that in a question so that the Holy Spirit can guide somebody else?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's just like, boom. So working on the questions, boom, we get all the questions. And then it's like the framework. So the first category, second category, third category, challenge cards. That was like, we got this. But the technical part of, okay, how do I get all these questions onto cards?
Yeah.
So I had to go on Fiverr, find like a designer who could, because I wasn't trying to that's the thing, bro. People try to do everything. And in 2026, bro, you don't got to do everything.
No, not at all.
Like there's people on Fiverr, Upwork, who will kind of do the nitty gritty for you.
Yeah.
So I just sent the question to somebody on Fiverr. Hey, like I designed the cards. I just need you to put them on here because I'm not trying to do all that. And so they did it. They gave it back to me. Then I sent it to China and they're like, no, we need like a specific file.
For sure.
That's where the technical part came in. Like we need this particular file. You're telling me red, but our printers don't understand red. Our printers understand like a hashtag 00.
Like the ID number.
Right, like different color. Like I'm like, okay, Lord, I don't understand none of this. So I'm on ChatGPT. What color numbers?
For sure. Yeah,
you got to convert red to like numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or blue. And so there's that. Then there's the design part I was talking about. They sent me like this graph. They're like, okay, we need a design file for all the text and colors on this flat surface.
Yeah.
But the flat surface is going to turn into a 3D object. So I'm like, I know what the front is supposed to look like. I know what the side is supposed to look like, but I don't know how to make this flat. That's what took the longest.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
It took the longest to figure it out. So I'm on ChatGPT like, give me like a 3D example,
Yeah.
Lost, up all night, because China is 9 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Yeah.
It's not 9 to 5 like our 9 to 5. So I'm up there.
The opposite hours.
The opposite hours.
Yeah.
Talking with them, trying to figure it out. Boom. So finally got on, I think it was Upwork to find somebody who could do it.
Yeah.
Finally found somebody who could do it. And so they sent it. They're talking to me. They're from Saudi Arabia. I'm not really quite getting it. People from China, I'm working with them. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna put us all in a group chat. Y'all communicate, because it's not working.
For sure.
Finally, we figured it out by God's grace. And we got it done, man. We got it done. It's all God. I can't take any credit for it because I did not know what I was doing. It's like God gave me an assignment.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm gonna help you do this. Just like Moses, right?
For sure.
Moses like, what you want me to do?
Yeah, I got this stutter. These people already don't like me.
Right.
I'm not from, like, I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So that was the process, man. It was just God taking me by the hand. Of course, there's your part you got to do.
Yeah.
But God just walking me through until it was done. Completely just faith, bro. Faith and works.
How long did this total process take from the moment you had the idea to you coming out with this first product? And this is the product that we see now, but coming out with the first sample of it.
Okay, so February, got the idea.
Okay.
The idea struck.
February 2020.
February 2025.
Okay.
Got the idea.
So this is fresh.
Oh, this is brand new.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
cool.
yeah.
February 2025. Got to work immediately. No. February is when I found out about We're Not Really Strangers.
Okay. Yeah.
And then March is when I heard from God to make the Christian.
To make
fire.
Christian okay.
Game,
Dope.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So from March, April, May, those 3 months is just development. By the end of May, the first prototypes were coming. So I contacted 8 different companies in China because you can't just go at one. It's going to increase the process by who knows how long.
Yeah.
8 different companies. I told them all the same thing. Told them all to do the same thing. One of them sent the right version.
Yeah.
Some boxes were tiny. Some boxes were too big. Some colors were just a little bit off. But I'm so glad I went with 8 different companies. And out of those 8, one was right.
Yeah.
So that was May, right? June comes around. I'm working on product photography, building a website, July, start going on conference tours, collecting pre-orders.
Yeah.
And then finally, October 1st is when the first big order. I went crazy with this. Like I ordered 10,000.
Yeah.
I just went by faith. I'm like, Lord, that's my problem.
10,000. I feel like 10,000 is crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
Like I go too big. Like when God gives an idea, I'm going all the way with
As
it.
you should though. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like above and beyond.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And so now we're in the process of just selling.
Yeah, distributing it.
Yep.
So how does this coincide with your clothing brand? So obviously the clothing brand came first.
Yeah.
But why? Because I'm only speaking from this from like a social media standpoint. So this could kind of be a little ignorant in my statement. It looks like it's 2 separate brands instead of one fluid brand.
Yeah.
Was that an intentional part on you? Is that something that you ever thought about? Was that like God speaking to you, or is that just something that you wanted to do?
Yeah.
Or was it nothing at all? And I could be reaching, because there's a fat chance that is too.
It was just like, I just heard from God.
Yeah.
Saying, why don't you make the game you were looking for? It didn't have anything to do with the clothing brand, but I'm not afraid of it. Like, if God put it on my plate, let's eat it. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
Let's go for it. So, yeah, like whatever God puts on, like it doesn't always have to make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
not at all. Most times it's not going to make sense.
Yeah. So, I just went with it.
What? So peel back the layers a little bit. We just alluded to the clothing brand. Why start a clothing brand? I remember when we were eating pizza, you said, well, I want to say the exact words. It was just talking about being a billboard for Christ, and that's something that that keeps in my head. Talking about like being like the literal billboard. You watch a billboard; it's in a direct advertising or advertisement for whatever the product is.
Yes.
We're talking about Jesus. We're preaching Jesus. So like having a shirt to be that billboard to like say the things that we always don't want to say, and advocate for Jesus Christ in ways that sometimes we verbally can't do. I just think that was really cool. And you said it so eloquently, and I'm probably butchering some of it now.
Hey.
But why was creating a clothing brand geared towards faith and geared towards Jesus so important to you?
Okay, so now we're going back to 2019. I gotta give a huge shout out to Eric Thomas, man. That's like my virtual mentor.
Fire.
You know what I mean? He had a podcast with his guys, Carl, Jamal, CJ, and they just chop up life and success and meaning and all that. And I'm tapped into the community, but it's like, man, I feel so a part of this, but I also have a community that there's no podcast for it.
Yeah.
So, like I said, for the past 18 years, I've been working with young people, doing evangelism, like urban evangelism. Like we in the streets, we talking to people, knocking on doors, like all of the parking lots, gas stations, you name it.
Yeah.
But there was no organized community. Like it was like one group in California, another group in Texas, another group in Georgia, whatever. But there wasn't like a virtual space where everybody could connect.
Yeah.
So that's where, being inspired by ET, I was like, okay, let me create a podcast. Again, something I had no idea how to do. It was like the process of the game all over again. Idea, don't know how to do it. Lord, walk me through it, help me.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
So this is 2019?
2019. Get the idea for podcast, do all the research, how to start a podcast, and then boom, get the podcast started. Okay, podcast is going, we got episodes. How is one person gonna know another person is listening to the same podcast? Like you see somebody walking and it's like what evidence is there that we're listening to the same thing?
Yeah.
I was like, clothing brand.
You know
actually,
I mean? Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Like, you got a shirt on. It's like, oh, you know Sam. Oh, you a part of this community?
It literally creates community. Yeah,
exactly.
That's fine.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, boom, let's get to designing. I designed 2 pieces that were specific to the evangelism community, like the activity of evangelizing, witnessing, right? I made 2 designs, but I was like, okay, there's only a few people that are actually a part of this, right? If you're not specifically a part of this organization, you're not really gonna know what it is. So I don't wanna leave everybody out. So let's create something for everybody.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I was like, Jesus is And my first initial instinct was Jesus is king. But that was the same time
That's
Kanye
Kanye.
West.
Yeah.
Right. Same time Kanye West was coming out.
Kanye stole your idea. Yeah, you feel me?
Right.
Yeah, we suing you, Kanye.
So I was like, damn, I can't do Jesus is king. Can't do it. Can't do it. So I'm like, Jesus is. And I didn't want to be corny, bro. That was the main thing I could not do. Corny, bro. Like, there's so many Christian brands out there. It's just like, come on, man. You can't wear this outside the church. And if you do, it's not right.
Yeah, for sure.
So I couldn't figure anything out. Holy Spirit said, Jesus is enough. I was like, okay, Jesus is. Yeah, ... Jesus is. And then whatever people say, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And so we just went with that. That was the first design. Jesus is. And that's the hoodie that sold out.
I ain't gonna lie, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the hoodie that sold out multiple times. And I still have hoodies from that first one I made in 2019. Those ones never sold out. Jesus is sold out.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let's run this back. Okay, that was like the winter. Boom, 2020 rolls around, pandemic's going crazy, summertime comes, like, all right, let's make t-shirts. And the t-shirts is what really like got people talking. People are now coming up to me. Because when evangelism and witnessing, you're normally going up to people, talking, engaging. But with the Jesus is shirt, no matter where I went, people was coming up to me to tell me who Jesus was to them.
Yeah, that's the job. Our job is to reflect like Christ's light. What is that? It's like Matthew, I want to say it's like chapter 19. Please don't crucify me. I can't remember at this moment. We're talking about we're the salt of the earth.
Yes.
And then it goes to talk about us being light. And a light is not meant to be under a lampshade, but it's meant to shine bright. Shine out loud, just like our light for Jesus Christ is meant to shine through us. So it's like we're supposed to be that light that people are going to see, and it lights away for other people, but also shines and shows His goodness. So like people are attracted to that light. Is what I'm trying to allude to. So it's just dope that like you create something that brings people in, because the opposite of that, the enemy does the exact same thing. Like the enemy draws people in with his tactics. And we'll watch a trailer to a movie that's gonna get us caught up and be like, dang, that's kind of good. Or like we see like some on Instagram or whatever the case may be. There's so many different ways. So like you creating a way to like bring people in for the glory of God is so dope. That's dope.
Yeah. And so that's where it all started. And every design I've come up with is connected to a testimony. So I'm not trying to make a design just because it'll sell, or, you know what I mean? Nah, it's like every design I've created is directly connected to what God is doing in my life.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I think the last question that I really want to ask is the why, because we're kind of in this, it's like a culturally influential thing to talk about Jesus Christ, especially online. It's just like the more people that's geared towards this like aesthetic Christianity and this faith base that's driven by like desires, not really like sound doctrine. The why is really important, because that's how you're gonna tell people's heart posture. The Bible talks about where your treasure lies, so does your heart. So it alludes to like making sure our heart is in the right place.
That's
so what's the why behind creating all this? Like again, you talked about the youth ministry, you talked about you evangelizing, but people could do that every day. Like these people walking around in this park can get up and start evangelizing and stuff, and it's not going to make a difference unless you're why, unless you have that heart posture. So what is the heart posture behind everything that you're doing? Like why?
Yeah. So man, I got to again like go back to ET. Like that's his foundation.
Yeah.
What's your why, right? And it's always got me thinking, make sure you're that strong. And so what I've gotten from listening to him and the podcast is legacy. You're not going to be here forever. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you're going to be gone.
For sure.
What's going to outlive you? So with the clothing brand, it's like, I don't got to put my name on it. It's God's name.
Yep.
And what's going to happen when people see his name? What's that reaction? You know, I had a friend come to Christ just off seeing the shirt.
Yeah.
That testimony was like, wow, God, you already did more than I ever expected. Like, it's more than a sale. Somebody, like his mom, saw me in a parking lot and was like, Jesus is my best friend. Struck up a conversation.
Yeah.
Long story short, invited her to church. She brought her whole family. He and her stepson ended up getting baptized.
That's dope.
That opened up my eyes like, this is what we do this for. This is what we do this for. That's the why. The why is so that souls can be led to Christ. You know what I mean? I'm not dragging you. It's you see it, and there's gotta be, Jesus said, if I be lifted up, I'm gonna draw all men unto me.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't gotta try and force people. I don't gotta try and convince people. That's why I didn't want to put a complete statement like Jesus is, and then tell you my version.
Yeah.
Jesus is, let the Holy Spirit speak to you. You see what I'm saying?
For sure.
And that's like the why behind the brand. It's going back to that billboard piece, I wanted to equip believers to be that billboard, because not everybody's got the confidence to walk up to somebody in the parking lot and talk about God, or go up to their house and actually knock on that door and talk about. Not everybody has the confidence to do that, but you can put a shirt on.
And honestly, it's not needed. We don't always have to verbally talk about him. I think we had this conversation even when we were getting pizza again. The action of like verbally talking about him is not for everybody. No, nobody should be ashamed of the gospel. If somebody asks, you should declare him.
100%.
But going out of your way to evangelize is not a necessity for every believer in Christ.
It's a gift. It's a gift.
So some people who just want to wear the t-shirt, and that is being their advocate for why Jesus Christ is so good, and why people should follow Jesus Christ, and even sparking up conversations. There's nothing wrong with that, and I think it should be encouraged. So you, like I said, you creating stuff like this that's creating conversation. You creating shirts and clothing brands or clothing items, a part of your brand that creates conversation and brings people to Jesus Christ. It's a necessity. I think it's needed.
Yeah, big time.
The last question I want to ask, I said that was the last question, I kind of lied. This is the real last question. In your game, what do you think is the most difficult question that you've come up with, or that somebody else has brought up?
I would say, in what area of your life, like one of the questions is, what's one thing that's competing with God for your attention? And
yeah, that's for sure. Deep question,
that's a question you just gotta be real, man. Like,
what would you say is competing?
Social media. Social media, like the brand, the game, everything is like put on social media to be seen, which therefore leads to people wanting it and then buying it.
Yeah.
But it's like getting caught up in the mix of being on there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's one thing God is disciplining me on, and having the right focus, not getting caught up in the outward appearance as opposed to the inward heart. You know what I mean? That's like a daily struggle for everybody. But that's that thing. But and that ties into the new piece, the After God's Own Heart piece. Yeah. It's that life of David. You know what I mean? Yeah. David, so honest with God. He was so real. He wasn't putting up a front. He was real.
Yeah, I'm doing my study on David right now. I'm in 2 Samuel, and I just finished him sleeping with Bathsheba, and then Nathan, Nathan? Yeah, Nathan coming to not talk down to him, but really check him for what he did. David instantly repenting, Nathan coming back and being like, God forgives you, but your sons are finna have to pay and stuff. And I say this a lot, but I love talking to my wife. I was talking to her about it, and we were like, we still consider David a man after God's own heart after he's done all of this. Like, most people understand that he slept with Bathsheba, We don't realize before that he was supposed to go to war, but he was the one that stayed because he started to feel himself. After that, he starts telling his servants what to do. He starts getting prideful, starting to resemble how Saul, his predecessor, was acting. After that, he is so blinded he doesn't even realize his own fault until Nathan directly tells him, hey, you messed up. So all of this is happening. He repents wholeheartedly. God forgives him. We still consider him a man after God's own heart. That just shows like this is kind of going sideways to the conversation. This is just showing like the heart posture of like what it really means. Like, God is so gracious that like we look up to this person, David, as a man after God's own heart. Like, we strive to be as faithful as he was, and as consistent, as dedicated as he was. He messed up a multitude of times.
He sure did.
God still forgave him, and God still continued to propel him because of his heart posture. So when you were talking about the inward heart posture, that's why it's so important. Because Saul messed up, David messed up. The difference between them, Saul's heart never changed. David had the heart to change, to be like, oh shoot, I messed up. Let me get my life back right, because I know I really can't do this without God. So again, it's kind of going sideways, but like everybody who's wearing the t-shirt and wearing the hat, that's super dope. I want to talk about that really quick too. I feel like I could keep talking.
I'm here for it.
But like everybody who wears that, it's dope to have. But like if the heart posture doesn't change, then it's just another t-shirt. It's just another conversation starter. But like we're doing all this praying that like this starts conversation to help the heart change, not just to start conversation for the sake of starting conversation and building 100%. A brand. So it's so dope that I feel like I've concluded every sentence with this. It's so dope that you've curated something that's helping spark conversation with the intentionality of it leading to people coming to Christ, with it trying to make change for their heart rather than just the conversation for the sake of conversation.
Absolutely. Here's my understanding of how things work, and I could be wrong. Who am I, right? I feel like there is a bank of ideas in heaven.
Yeah.
All right, the devil got his bank of ideas too, because your favorite song might have came out of hell's bank.
For sure. Undoubtedly.
Right. But God's got this bank of ideas. He's looking through the earth, just like, who's open that I can deposit the idea in. So how saved are you the game? It's not mine. The merch, none of that's mine. It's just at some point God saw, hey, Sam's open for this idea. Let me drop this idea in there.
Yeah.
Right, because if I would have slept on it, if I would have been like, it's not gonna work, or I don't know how to do it, or whatever, then God's like, okay, I mean, I'm not mad at you. You're still my son.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just give the idea to somebody else.
Have you seen the Michael Jackson movie yet?
I have not.
Okay, so there's one part in the Michael Jackson movie, and it's him like floating on. He's at the pool. He's already had some success, and he's like looking up at the sun. His brothers ask him, "Yo, Mike, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm thinking of ideas," and then he gets up out the pool, and they're like, "Yo, what are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I gotta go lay this track down before God gives it to Prince." And he's alluded to like what you're saying, like, and then Bible to back it up. There's the parable of the talents. Long story short, like God, the owner gives these certain talents to certain people. Talents being like a monetary amount. Tells them to go do what they want. They come back. A couple of them have doubled their wages. One of them didn't do anything with it. He said he was scared, and the owner was like, "You crude and dishonest servant. I'll send you to hell where there will be gnashing of the teeth." Right. So like he's alluding to like us getting gifts and stuff. None of the gifts are ours. He's giving it to us, but it's our job to get those gifts and to push it out there for the betterment of His glory. Like if we want to hold in on them, He's going to give it to somebody else, and we'll be punished for it. Because He's like, "What did you do on your time here on earth? Like I've given you." Everybody got a special talent. Everybody gonna be a creator of something in some form or fashion. It may just be a creator of good community. It may be a creator of smiles. It could be as little as you doing a good job at the grocery store, and you just making people smile as they're checking in and checking their bags and stuff. Whatever the case may be.
Absolutely.
But the reason why we're doing all this is for the advancement. Like he's given us all talents and stuff. So when you're talking about this, it's like, God gave you this talent. And it's not yours, but you're doing what you're supposed to do with it, and it's showing.
It's crazy that you allude to that story. That story of the 10 talents, that's the story that pulled me out of lukewarmness. It's literally that story. I was 16 years old, just regular, church-going Christian, all right, but not converted. And it was a preacher that preached that story. He was like, "Hey, Jesus is coming back. You don't gotta believe it, but look around you." And if it was true in 2007, all right, when God really got me, it's more true almost 20 years later, 19 years later. It's truer now. Look at what's happening. Look at what's going on. We need God, bro. We need God.
Heavy.
That's a story that was like, it was a wake-up call. Like, all right, Lord, I'm done with all this playing around. What are my talents? How do I use them?
For sure.
I'm all yours.
For sure.
That was the 180 for my life. Right
that's
there.
Dope. That's so dope. I feel like that's the perfect way to end it. One, I'll just say appreciate you for coming on.
Of course.
I apologize for those who don't know. He asked me to do something maybe like 6 months ago at this point, and I still haven't done it. So I hope this makes up for it. And I really do apologize, my guy. But I do want to leave free space, promote anything, talk about what you got going on. This space is all yours, and hopefully it just helps you in the mission that you got going forward.
No, 100%, man. The game, howsavedaryou.com. It'll probably be in the description.
Absolutely.
Like that. The merch, WearJesusIs.com. A lot of people do like WHERE, wear, like location wear.
It's we are.
It's like a play on words, like clothing wear. WearJesusIs.com.
That's so tough.
And so man, you find everything there. I could probably give you a code for free shipping for anybody that rocks with the brand or rocks with
For sure, we're gonna do that.
You just put the code in the description section.
For sure.
Yeah, we can make it work.
This is. I don't know. This is the last thing, and I wanted to talk to you about this because it was a personal question of mine. When the brand is called We Are Where Jesus Is, or Where Jesus Is, and it's like, did you do that on purpose? The We Are, and then it spells where, and then Jesus Is.
That's
like,
another
was that a triple entendre, or like, again, am I reaching? Because I overthink about stuff like a mug, so I could be overreaching.
It's accidental, man. It was accidental. So originally it was just Jesus Is. Right. Because that's what the shirt said. Jesus Is. That's all it said. But as I'm promoting it, I'm like, where Jesus is? Like, wear this shirt. You know what I mean? I'm like, hold on, where Jesus is? Like that means something. okay, yeah, let's just put it all together.
Fire.
Make a new word. We're
Yeah.
just
That's dope. That's actually really dope.
yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. This was a good one. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Got some insight, not just on like the manufacturing of games and clothing brand, but just the heart posture of people behind why you do what we do, and trying to just keep pushing the mission forward in a casual conversation way. We ain't got to be on the pulpit preaching.
Yeah,
just have good conversation.
Absolutely.
This game shows it.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, my guy.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Indeed.